The Yucatan Peninsula is blessed with miles of beautiful coastline. And while most of the tourists are drawn by that, I'm drawn by the seafood. And in Mexico, where there's fish, there's ceviche. Pedro Abascal is the chef of the Thompson Hotel and Beach House in Playa del Carmen. Pedro had a special treat for me. He took me out onto the beach to meet the fishermen that bring him fresh fish for his restaurants each day. For all of our viewers, that can't always go to a boat and get fresh fish like this.
You're right.
I always have to tell them, how you look at fish when you go into a fish market. And this is like the perfect example of that because look at the eyes.
The eyes are bright.
Bulging, clear, all of that.
And it doesn't smell like fish.
It doesn't smell like fish. It smells like the sea. That's the most important thing. And I don't know about you, but I always look at the gills right away to see what color they are. And these ones have a nice bright, it looks like red meat. It's that kind of a color. And do you have anything else? What else do you look for?
It has to be very firm and the smell. If it smells like fish,
it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
No, and it's certainly not going to be good for ceviche.
Yeah, not for ceviche, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably
okay, well, this is going to be great ceviche fish.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what you're going to do with it. So let's go to the kitchen.
All right.
Okay. It's beautifully fresh. You've cut the fillets off of the fish. This one looks like it's skinned as well. So what are you going to do to flavor this ceviche?
Well, we have mandarin. Now it's just perfect season for mandarin. So we're doing a ceviche with mandarin, some carrot, ginger, and
sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Pedro started with a microplane to zest the peel of one of those mandarin oranges. Then he sliced a couple in half, and he juiced them by hand through a strainer.
The mandarins always remind me of my mother.
Is that right?
Yeah, she can have probably a kilo of mandarin.
Oh, is that right?
Every night,
Wow.
every night, watching TV. It was popcorn.
They are so delicious.
Yeah.
Next, he did the same with la lima agria, zesting and juicing. Then he peeled and cut up some carrot, added some fresh ginger, and some bright green habanero chili. Yeah, how much are you going to put in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to be too spicy.
Yeah. Next, he added a clove of garlic that had been cooked with some herbs in oil. And finally, he added some cut up celery and blended that whole mixture together.
This smells delicious. It's just delicious.
I bet it smells like ginger. And habanero.
And habanero and the garlic.
Yes, all of it together. He continued by straining the blended mixture to remove some of the pulp. For the garnishes, he thinly sliced radish and more carrot. Then he sliced some supremes from another mandarin orange. He cut the fish into cubes and put them in a bowl with local sea salt and the juice of a lime, just enough to season the fish.
Se empieza a curar.
Yeah, it's going to start to cook.
Cook
with the lime juice, but just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Finally, it was time to plate. The fish went on first, then some of the orange marinade. On went some mandarin supremes, carrot slices, radish slices, some pickled red onion, and slices of serrano chili. Then a little fresh dill, fresh spearmint, and micro cilantro.
To finalize, we have some polvo de chiles,
Oh my goodness.
pasilla, ancho and guajillo with sea salt and sesame seed and some tostadas.
Tostadas like the
Yeah.
corn tortillas that are
Corn
just toasted.
tortillas, we just toast it and then blend it.
Wow.
It has a really good flavor.
To top it off, he added some dollops of a sauce made with achiote paste, garlic, and onion that had been cooked with sour orange. That's gorgeous.
Wanna try?
Yeah. Absolutely. I certainly want to get a little bit of everything
Yeah.
on my spoon there.
That's the way.
That tastes like the perfect day at the beach. It's an explosion of flavor, but it's a very harmonious explosion of flavor. Great job.
Thank you.
Delicious.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you. On the southern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula, in the Sian Ka'an biosphere, a group of NGOs are working toward the goal of sustainable lobster fishing. Kim and Olmo from the Razón Natura Collective took me out on the water. And in the water, along with local chef Juan Pablo Loza, to show me how they're managing the local lobster population. Now here's the coolest thing. They also showed me how to make their version of lobster ceviche in the freshest way possible, right on the boat. I tasted a little bit of that lobster with only some salty seawater for seasoning. Oh man, what a treat. The salty water is absolutely perfect.
Correct.
For turning that beautiful fresh lobster into ceviche, we added fresh squeezed lime juice, chopped habanero chili, sliced red onion, some fresh tomato, and finally a little bit of cilantro. A classic ceviche.
Does it need the water? Does it need the salt?
No, actually it doesn't.
No?
It's perfect. It's perfect because that lobster is perfect, and you put the right amount of habanero in there.
Man,
So now it's good.
it is spicy, man. I like habanero.
I like it. Off the coast of Cancun lies this tiny island of Isla Mujeres. Accessible only by ferry boat, the island is really popular with tourists looking for a more laid-back experience. At the Salma Beach Club, Chef Diego Lopez Ramirez offers fresh fish throughout his menu, but the ceviches are really remarkable. Chef Lopez is well known for his black ceviche. Yes, black ceviche. He starts with a type of snapper called pargo here, and he cuts it into half-inch pieces before covering it with a little bit of lime juice. Eso fue un toquecito. No mucho.
Nada. Sí.
He tops that with herbs. Mint, epazote, cilantro. Primero, ¿esto qué es?
Es el recado rojo,
Uh-huh.
que es preparado a base de...
Now, the black sauce is made from a local seasoning paste that's been burnt and combined with olive oil, soy, lime juice, and habanero. That fish in the black sauce goes onto the plate, and then it's topped with a tostada. He adds some dollops of avocado puree, some cilantro leaves, powder made from a burnt tortilla, and then some beautiful anise flowers. That's topped with some shreds of radish and some fine shreds of cucumber. Me gusta mucho el sabor de la flor. Eso, pues, es muy importante. No es como un sabor normal, pero es muy agradable. Muchas gracias. Sí, gracias. Ok, otro. Located in downtown Playa del Carmen is the restaurant Axiote, home to Chef Xavier Perez Stone, otherwise known as Xavi. So Xavi, you're gonna make a shrimp ceviche for us, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. It's a shrimp ceviche with coconut milk,
Okay.
avocado, and coriander seed.
It makes my mouth water when you just say those words. That sounds great. But you're gonna start with raw shrimp,
With
right?
yes.
Okay.
First of all, we have already the shrimps. Okay, it's completely clean.
Very clean, and
Very
they're being
clean.
cut in half up there?
Yes,
Been
cut by
in
half.
Okay, so cut
Okay.
right down the back to cut
That's
them in
it.
half.
So we're gonna add a little bit of lemon juice.
Okay. Yeah, but in the United States, what you call lemon, here we call lime, and
That's
we
it.
don't, what you call lime, we don't even have. We don't even know what
That's
it
right.
is. Right, okay.
Okay, we have the lemon juice. Okay, then this is coconut water. Okay.
Now, how long do you want to leave it there?
Probably 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, just really a short amount
Yes,
of time.
if you want
Okay.
to be really, really cooked,
Right.
10 minutes, 20,
Okay,
as you
okay,
want.
okay. So you think these are ready now? It's like
Yes.
it's been like 10 minutes and we've just been standing here watching them.
That's it.
And that's it.
Did you see the color, the
Yeah.
orange color? So this is ready.
It's ready. Okay,
Okay.
so it's looking a little creamy like.
That's it. And now we're gonna remove all liquid,
Okay.
coriander seed.
Xavi added some coriander seeds to the lime juice, along with half of a serrano chile, some diced jicama, the pulp of a young coconut, and some sea salt.
Everything in the blender.
Once the mixture was blended, he pressed it through a strainer to make sure he removed any stray coriander seeds or pulp from the jicama. Okay, here we go.
Is it good?
I know it's good, man. That is delicious. Next, he added a half an avocado and blended it all a second time.
Shrimps?
He added the shrimp to that mixture, along with some more jicama and some diced cucumber. To garnish the plate, he topped the ceviche with cilantro, some thin slices of cucumber, shaved jicama, thinly sliced serrano chilies, and finally dried toasted coconut. I'm going to start with the shrimp.
Really
That
good.
just makes me happy. It's just those one of those really light, beautiful flavors. And when you get that little bit of coconut,
Yeah,
you know you're on the beach, right?
that's
So
it. Very
good.
on beach.
Okay. Fresh squeezed lime juice. Now, it may surprise you to hear that there's a category of ceviche-like dishes in Mexico that are pretty much as popular as a regular ceviche. And the class is called aguachile, or water with chili in it, but it's really not water, it's lime juice. And this is the way I describe it to people. It's usually thinly cut raw seafood that is doused with a seasoned, spicy lime juice mixture. And I'm inviting you today into Lena Brava's kitchen. That's our restaurant that focuses on seafood. And I'm going to show you how we make a classic scallop aguachile. So our first step is to make that spicy broth, and I'm going to do it in a blender jar. I'll put the fresh squeezed lime juice in there. Then I need to peel a cucumber, cut it up, and add that to the blender jar too. Next will be the spicy element. That's a serrano chili. Just take the stem end off of it. Chop that up. We'll add that to the blender jar, along with a good amount of salt. This is a finished, seasoned broth. There's no other seasoning really in this broth. And a little pinch of sugar that helps balance some of the acidity. Top goes onto the blender, and then we blend it till it's smooth. That cucumber that's in there isn't necessarily classic in an aguachile broth, but I think it makes a real refreshing flavor there as well. So pour it through a fine mesh sieve, pressing to get everything that you can through. Now the next thing that I need to do is to thinly slice some red onion and some serrano chili, cut up another cucumber and some avocado, and pick some leaves of cilantro. Now on to the seafood. We have these really beautiful dry pack sea scallops. Those are the really large ones, and they really taste like scallop. I think a lot of people have never tasted the true taste of scallop, and boy, when you get this, it's so rich, so full of flavor. I'm gonna take a couple of these and put them onto the board so that I can slice them thinly. Be very gentle with this. Now we're ready to build the plate. So put our plate here, and then we're going to put the scallops in a ring around the bottom of the plate here. Then dot it with all of the ingredients that we already have prepared here. Now here we take a little lesson from the people in the bar, and we're going to use a cocktail shaker, measure in about 1.5 ounces. This is really sounding a lot like it's a mixed drink or something here. 1.5 ounces of the spicy lime juice mixture. Add a big piece of cilantro, a couple of pieces of the red onion, and a couple of pieces of serrano. Now here I have a muddler, like you would use if you were making a mojito, and you're gonna crush up all of the solids, the cilantro, the onion, and the serrano into that broth. Take that out. Add a couple of pieces of ice to it. This is going to chill it down and make it really refreshing. Get the secured top right on there, and then just shake it a little bit to chill it, to mix those flavors. Take the top of it off, and then just pour it over all of that beauty that's on the plate. That you have a Lena Brava classic aguachile. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make a really classic ceviche and then turn it into something sort of unexpected. It's actually going to be a cross between a classic ceviche and a Bloody Mary. I think this stuff is really delicious. So to make that classic ceviche base, we've cut up already a pound of fish. This is albacore tuna. I think it makes absolutely delicious ceviche, and it's something that you can find around. I have some finely diced red onion to put in with the chopped up fish. Cover it with fresh lime juice, and I like to make sure that there's enough lime juice here that the fish floats freely in it, just like that. And for albacore tuna, my preferred amount of time to marinate the fish in the fresh squeezed lime juice is 20 minutes. So I'm gonna set this aside and let that marinate just in and of itself. This Bloody Mary base that we're gonna add to that starts in an unconventional way as well. I'm going to start with some clam juice. Okay, so just a bottled clam juice, and put that into a pot over heat. I'm using an induction burner here. And this is the really unconventional part of this. This is the dashi makings, the stuff that is powdered for making dashi. So if you don't know what dashi is, it's the absolute most ubiquitous kind of broth that is used in Japanese cooking. And it's made from kelp or seaweed and bonito, which is a smoked cured fish. Okay, so this is already sounding kind of unusual here, but it really adds a jam-packed deliciousness to the base of this Bloody Mary. You may even want to try this when you're just making regular Bloody Marys. I need a couple of tablespoons of this, and it looks sort of granulated. Put that into the clam juice. This is what they say creates the biggest impact of umami, that flavor of deliciousness. So we're gonna let that come to a simmer, and then we're gonna let it cool down. While that's going, measure tomato juice. I've got a couple of cups that I'm gonna need for the base of this Bloody Mary. That goes in there. Season it with 3 tablespoons of lime juice, couple of tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and a tablespoon of Mexican hot sauce. Stir that all around. Our dashi and clam broth has now come to a simmer. I'm gonna let that cool down, and then when it's cool, I'll stir it in. And now we're ready to tip off the lime juice from the ceviche. Just gonna tip it off like that. I don't want to drain it too much. I want just a tiny bit of it left in the bottom. Okay. This unfortunately isn't powerful enough to make a second batch of ceviche with. Okay. The other ingredients that are going to go in to finish this classic ceviche are cilantro, cucumbers, and some green manzanilla olives. That gets stirred together, seasoned with some salt, and we're ready to plate our kind of crazy ceviche Bloody Mary combination here. And I'm going to crust the exterior of our ceviche glass with a mixture here of celery salt and guajillo powder. I've got a lime here that is cut so that I can moisten the rim of the glass, and then put it down in the guajillo celery salt. Fill it with some of our ceviche. Pour on the Bloody Mary mix, and then top it with some microgreens. Now, here's the kicker. We serve it with a little shot of our house mezcal. And the idea is this. You can add it to the ceviche Bloody Mary and make a kind of boozy version of it, or you can just sip it alongside.
Okay, so I fired up your appetite. Some of my favorite dishes, entertaining tips, and Mexican travel inspirations. Well, now I want to hear what you have to say. Visit us at rickbayless.com/TV for recipes and a whole lot more.